start from the very beginning. This all started because of you were voted prom king, and this was something that your classmates nominated you for, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't something like running for class president where you're actively campaigning. It's just there's a list of candidates, and people vote whoever they want, right?
Right.
And kind of tell me where this went from here.
Well, it was just a normal day for me. Prom was just starting, and I already knew I wanted to wear a dress because that's what I felt comfortable wearing. And everybody that I knew told me that they was going to vote for me, and that just really made my day. So when I got to prom, I had a good feeling I was going to win. I put on my good face. I had an amazing time, especially meeting my new friends and meeting friends. And, it was a lot of new people that I met. And, we was getting ready to announce the prom king, and everybody was just patting me on the back. It was like, I voted for you. And it was just all then and there where I knew that I was going to win. So I won, no surprise.
No surprise.
No surprise. I already know I was gonna win. And then I got home, I celebrated, I told my parents, I told my sister, they all took pictures, they was happy too. And the day was gone, it was the next day. And it was around like 7 p.m. where I noticed where somebody said something. My friend had showed me the post and it said, "This is very sick." And I was like,
well, let's stop. Once you win prom king or prom queen, the high school will post a picture introducing prom king and prom queen. It's the Richmond Senior High School page, and then it's the Our Rated Life page. It's not the same, but it's intertwined with the high school.
Right.
So the high school did what they normally do and shared a picture of prom king and prom queen. And that leads back to the post being shared.
And just to stop you there, at no point did any of your classmates or anyone raise any ruckus about anything that was going on during prom,
No,
right?
everybody they was celebrating me, they was loud, the room was screaming,
I'm talking about before prom.
Before prom?
Yeah.
No, everybody said that it was going to vote for me, and it really made my day.
And during prom, nobody had any issue with this.
No issue at all.
Because he normally dresses as a female anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So, with the school situation, just to clear the school side, they vote prom king and queen before the actual prom to get
like the top four.
The top four. Now, why didn't you run for prom queen instead of prom king?
Well, I remember my friend last year had tried to run for prom queen, and they told him that he couldn't do that. So I had automatically just said in my head, well, I'm not even gonna ask them, because I don't know if they would let me. So I just automatically went with prom king, and then that was a safer option anyway, since I'm a male and I'm a cross-dresser. So I went for prom king, and I didn't think it was gonna be an issue since I am a male. So that's where all led to, and then I ran for prom king.
And do you identify as a female, or not to be rude or anything?
No, I'm a male.
Absolutely. And so this is appropriate for you are a male, you were voted prom king, your classmates, no one had any issue with it.
Nobody had an issue.
And what happened next?
I went to prom, like I said, I won, and then that's when I seen on Facebook where it said this is very sick, and then I read the comments and it was.
How did you see it?
How did I see it? My friend had showed me. They had called me, they was texting me, that was on my phone, and then they showed me. So then that's when I went to the post, and then I seen all these like nasty comments. I didn't even know who this man was. I never seen this man once in my life. Like I never seen him. And then I seen the name Andy Grooms. And then that's when I think it was either my mom had told me this was the county commissioner, and then that really shocked me. I'm always used to getting hate, so people hating on me, that won't like.
It was to be expected.
Right. It was,
I mean, it's something different.
Yeah, and this is a small town where a lot of rednecks are at, so I knew I was gonna like shake some buttons. So just to be quite frank, people are not educated on seeing a man, let alone a black man, dressed as a woman. So I knew I was gonna get hate, but for you to be a county commissioner, that's when things was like kind of crazy. Cause like, why would you even post this and then you open up your comment towards hate towards a 12th grader? You never know what I was going through. You don't know my life, and you don't know who could have like said something or did something. They like people are crazy out here, and I work at a fast food place, so people could have seen me and tried to attack me over something of me winning prom king, and for people to be so upset, and then the most people I seen that were upset were people that graduated 20 and 30 years ago, or that got kids that go to my school. Yeah, these are grown adults talking to me like just terrible, and it was just crazy to me. And good thing I did have a strong support system to really back me up, because people, they don't know who I am, and I know that upset them that I won prom king and that they're very uneducated, so I let them slide. But they don't know what I was going through that day. They don't know if they could have pushed me over the edge. So that's what really got me. That's why I said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, you shouldn't say it at all, because you just don't know what people are going through on a daily basis for you to be saying that this is sick, or to have people in your comments calling me out my name and disrespecting me, let alone me being a 12th grader. I would think for you to be a county commissioner, you should know how to be respectful. So that's
whether
really,
you agree or not.
Right.
And as a parent, I mean, hearing this stuff from teenagers, even college students, it can be expected, but when you're hearing grown adults in the community, I mean, how did that make you feel watching your son take on these kind of challenges?
Infuriated. I mean, it's to be expected, but from who is disappointing. And have the conversation, have the laugh, but publicly on a social media platform, it's ridiculous, because it's a lot of parents that were on there commenting as well, and our children go to school together. They could possibly be friends. And just to have so much hate towards someone for being who they choose to be unapologetically is just weird to me. Now, had it been a different picture, it wouldn't have made it any better. But coming from a high school post off the high school page to make something so beautiful and so powerful so negative is disappointing. So when Andy shared the post, all he said was, "This is sick." He literally kept that post up for maybe 2 hours, and it was hate fire. Like 250, 300 comments within 2 hours that he had to take that post down. When he initially posted it and said, "This is sick," you'll see about 15 comments of his followers and friends chiming in, speaking their feelings on it. All just not even negative, disrespectful. You can say, "I don't agree with this." Everybody's not going to agree with it. You can say whatever you choose to say, but it's how you say it. And it was just hateful. So from those posts, you got the high school kids chiming in, you got other adults chiming in, they're threatening each other, they're talking about each other's family members, and this is coming from both sides. Something so simple turns so bad, so fast, off one post, shared by an elected official that we put in the office and trust. It's crazy.
And, from you, your friends, your family, I mean, a lot of I'm sure you know a lot of LGBTQ students, and I mean, what's their opinion on this? I mean, when they see things like this happen, are they kind of scared to kind of come out and be who they really are? Or, I mean, kind of what's been the reaction you've seen?
Well, I see a lot, because I know a lot of people that are not like out the closet, so this could push them like backwards instead of forward. And for people to be so hateful, this could affect other kids as well, not just me, other kids. So for any grooms and grown-ups to have such hateful opinions about me, it was very disheartening, especially when I see how my friends were reacting to it. Some of them were very angry. Some of them were even more scared to come out, especially for us living in this small town. And I really ran for prom king just to show other students, other kids, that you can be who you are and still win. So my friends, that was very upset, and some was just pushed back in the closet like even more than they already were.
and kind of how bad, I mean, not being able to express who you are. If somebody could say you have to be this, you can't be, you know, a straight man. You know what I mean? It would sound, it would be lunacy to me. I mean, you know, when you see that kind of, what do you say to somebody that's kind of saying, oh, I don't want to go through what you had to go through? I mean, how would you kind of, not encourage them, but say it's gonna be okay? I mean, what would you think, or what would you say?
Well, what I say, keep striving to be who you are. You will have a lot of hate. That's just coming. That's just being a human being at the end of the day. Everybody's not gonna like you, and that's fine. As long as you have a strong support system, and as long as you believe in yourself, then you will get through anything. That's what I have to say about that.
And I mean, what would you like to see happen from here? No one wants to see people get fired or anything like that, but do you think just a conversation in the future or something? How do you, because like I said before the interview, everyone's got to live together, you know, regardless of where you stand politically or religiously. You're going to have to live with each other. You're going to have to interact with each other. I mean, we're not a society that, you know, kicks people out of cities and stuff like that. But kind of what would you say to the other side who, you know, just to bring the community back together, if that's possible? I mean, how would you kind of pave that road?
I feel like going forward, a conversation definitely has to be had, because it's more than Elijah in our community that lives this way. And you have so many people going through so many things, normal or LGBTQ. I mean, we all have our issues, our doubts, our fears, the things we experience in life. Going forward, a conversation needs to be had. They say hold a school accountable, but how can a school tell a student how to identify? It's ludicrous. The school has done everything they could do to make education is essential. So the school did everything that they could do to make school a safe, inclusive space for all kids. Elijah's an honor roll student. He deserves just as many privileges as the next kid. And going forward, Andy Grooms, to be so blatantly hateful and to allow such hate to generate from one post is troubling. It's troubling that we have somebody like that representing our county, but he was elected there. This experience shows you that it's important to vote. If you don't vote, you can't speak for who's in a position of power in our community. We went to a county commissioners meeting right after this happened, and he saw us there. And a simple apology could have went a long way, but he chose not to. You have to be mindful what you say and what you do, especially when you're in a position of power and you have people following you, because something so small could have turned into something so bad. Moving forward, you have the right to disagree. You don't have to agree with the choices or decisions that people make when it comes to living their life, but it's a respectful way to do it, especially when we're dealing with our children. It's hard. It's hard for anybody to live in this lifestyle, in this lifetime, nonetheless a lifestyle like this. We have to support and love one another, or our community will always be stagnant, not moving forward.
And one more question for you, which is because you know, you kind of expressed that you want to kind of go into journalism. I mean, how has this experience inspired you, especially in a profession where you might have to one day speak truth to power? You know, how is this kind of, I wouldn't say motivated, but not even career-wise, just, you know, as you're moving forward into adult life, how has this impacted you, period?
Well, you know, I always knew hate was very big in the LGBTQ, but this has pushed me to like speak out way more than I have already, because it's a lot of ignorant people in this world. And I'm not really looking to change anybody's mind, but more so be respectful to each and every one. If people show respect to everyone, we will live in peace. That's all we're looking for, is peace. coexisting. That's it. And it really just shaped me to speak out more in this.
Was there anything? I know, man, we tried. For 15 minutes, we covered a lot of territory.
Yeah,
Is there anything I missed out in the story? Anything at all? Of course, you guys got my number.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm grateful that Elijah is who he is. He's strong, he's strong-minded, he's strong-willed, and he's going to do whatever he wants to do. Whether me or his dad agree with it or not, he marches to the beat of his own drum. And it makes me, as a parent, proud. Where most parents with children who are different worry. And don't get me wrong, I worry, but in situations like this, I knew he'd be the perfect person to handle it. Because somewhere it's a kid looking at him that's scared to be who they are, and they're seeing him shine, and they're seeing him handle it with such maturity, with his head held high, and keeps pushing. The last thing we want our children to do is fall into depression or have suicidal thoughts or no plans for the future, just existing. I'm glad that he's able to live his life unapologetically, and I wouldn't trade that for the world.
I think that's a heck of a way to wrap up an interview. So, hey, I appreciate